It's a plasma pen, Fibroblast Plasma Pen, and it comes with little needles, and I'm basically gonna be doing that today at home. I wanna normalize it because with age, it just happens, and I definitely have a lot more skin growths than I used to have. Hi everyone, in today's video, we're gonna be talking about cherry angioma. And if you have noticed some of those pesky red spots on your skin, you are not alone. I also have them, and I've been noticing them more and more with age. And what is cherry angioma? Cherry angiomas are benign skin growths that are harmless, and a lot of people have them on their bodies. They are very, very common, especially if you have family members who also have them. There's a higher chance that you will notice them. But a lot of people have them, women, men, all of us. So yeah, they are usually removed and for cosmetic reasons. Like I said before, they are harmless. So cherry angiomas are often not larger than 1/4 of an inch, so very, very tiny spots. They are the most common non-cancerous skin growth, and they are found near blood vessels, and these red spots can appear anywhere on your body, although they are the most commonly found on chest, back, arms, and legs. But I personally have them also on my face. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see them, but I have a very tiny one on my face. I have a lot more on my stomach and my chest. So they can appear honestly anywhere. And a lot of women say that they notice them also during pregnancy. It seems like the hormonal changes may contribute to those skin growths. So a lot of people during pregnancy, they start noticing them more, but also because it's kind of around that age, around 30 plus years, it just seems like it starts to appear in your body, you know, with age. So welcome to getting older. So when it comes to the causes of the skin growths, cherry angiomas, they are unknown. There's not a lot of research and data on cherry angioma. No one really knows why they appear, but like I said before, they usually appear more and more with age. So there's a lot of factors, but mostly age. Some studies say higher cholesterol levels, and I gotta say, I naturally always had very high cholesterol levels, and it runs in my family. So that kind of explains why I'm seeing them, and also that side of my family also have a lot of cherry angiomas. So I definitely can say that I have high cholesterol levels and I'm noticing cherry angiomas on me. What's the solution? Because like I said before, they are harmless. Of course, I always advise everyone, go check your skin at least once a year by a dermatologist. I usually go once a year, just do an annual screening, basically a skin check. They check literally every inch of your body, and that just makes me feel more calm, you know. Like, I live in LA, so there's a lot of sun a lot of time of the year. So even though I use sunscreen religiously, I just like to have my skin checked regularly just to be sure that none of the skin growths are cancerous. And a lot of people in my family have a lot of moles, so that's just my skin type. That's why I like to check it just to be sure, just to be safe. But none of those cherry angiomas should be bleeding. They are usually just like, you know, tiny red spots that shouldn't actually like give you any issues. I would say they are just kind of annoying looking more than causing any problems. Like with skin tags, for example, usually, you know, I get my like sweater stuck on some of my skin tags. That's why I remove them regularly, because they are kind of a pain. When it comes to cherry angiomas, they are just like kind of, you know, bumpy, but they are not annoying as skin tags, but they are more visible, and that's why a lot of people look for ways to remove them. So even though they are harmless, a lot of people just want to remove them because they are very visible. Like, you can't even see skin tags as easily as cherry angiomas, so they are just annoying, let's just say. Okay, so there are a few different ways of removing cherry angioma. At a clinic, you can remove them with a laser. Basically, the heat from the laser penetrates the skin, causing the blood vessels within the angioma to coagulate and eventually be absorbed by the body. Usually, multiple sessions are required depending on the size. of angioma. Potential side effects include slight bruising or temporary redness in the treated area. It's generally an expensive procedure, and again, the cost really varies based on the size of your angioma and the amount you're removing. There is also another way, which is cauterization. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Cauterization involves burning the cherry angioma using an electric probe, and this electric probe delivers a controlled amount of heat to the angioma, effectively destroying the tissue. So this procedure requires precision and is typically performed by a dermatologist, and the patient may experience discomfort during the procedure, so the local anesthesia is advised, and it comes with a risk of scarring and infection, unfortunately, so the procedure care is essential. And the third method of removing is cryosurgery, and that involves freezing the tissue. So it's usually using liquid nitrogen or another cryogen, and this extreme cold causes the cells within the angioma to freeze and die. So the treated area usually may blister and eventually fall off, and cryosurgery is a relatively quick procedure and is commonly used for various skin growths. So yeah, you can use this also on skin tags. There's also a fourth way of removing cherry angioma is by using plasma pen. So plasma pen treatment utilizes ionized carbonation technology to remove cherry angiomas. The plasma pen delivers a small electrical current to the surface of the skin, stimulating the tissue and promoting collagen production. This process helps to break down the cherry angioma and encourage the skin to heal itself. The plasma pen treatment is non-invasive, and it's generally considered a safe and effective way with minimal risk of scarring or any side effects. Multiple sessions may be required depending on the size and the number of cherry angiomas being treated. So these are the most common ways of removing cherry angioma. And again, if you're not sure if your skin growth is actually a cherry angioma, I do advise, again, just go to a dermatologist, make sure that, you know, the skin growths that you're concerned with are harmless. So the cherry angiomas, they usually don't bleed, and like I said, they are harmless. So if you have any issues with those skin growths, they're bleeding or they just don't look regular, I highly advise you to just go check them out by a specialist before you do any treatments on them. Like I said, just to be extra safe. So in this video, I'm gonna be removing cherry angiomas that I have on my skin, and I'm gonna show you the process and also day by day the recovery and how my skin will look. So of course I'm gonna also include some clips, close-ups of the cherry angioma that I have on my skin. Again, it's honestly not that big of a deal, although they usually don't fade out on their own, but sometimes they do. That happens. I had one cherry angioma on my lips, you guys, and after a few years, somehow I don't see it as much anymore. Like, I feel like it's still there, but it's not as visible. When it first showed up, it was like bright red and it was kind of weird looking, not gonna lie. So I was kind of bothered by that, but it kind of went away on its own. So it is possible, like it did take a very long time. Like I said, it was a few years until it started to fade, but that is also possible. And like I said, a lot of people have them. They are usually in areas that you can't really see, like they're on my stomach and they're on my back. And it's like, I don't really expose those areas, so you wouldn't even think that I have cherry angioma, but I do. So it's really not that big of a deal. I want to normalize it because, you know, a lot of people think like something's wrong with them. Why do I have those skin growths? And it's like, with age, it just happens. And I definitely have a lot more skin growths than I used to have. And I get them checked every single year. And, you know, they are all harmless, so I'm okay with that. They are basically just, you know, something cosmetically that people choose to remove. But I want to just normalize it, like, we do have those skin growths and they are maybe not the best looking. That's why a lot of people just remove them. So you may think, oh, like a lot of my friends, they don't have those, but it's very likely they just got them removed. That's what happens, you know? Like anytime I go to a dermatologist, they're like, oh, let's remove them all, you know? We're gonna charge you for it. I actually got quoted like almost $400 per skin tag to get my skin tags removed. And a lot of them. So always like ask, for a quote, for an estimate before you proceed with any treatment, because, I once was just kind of assuming that like, oh, everything is included in the price of the visit. And sometimes it's not. So always check with your insurance, always check with your doctor, make sure you just know, how much things cost. But yeah, unfortunately, removing those skin growths, if they are not cancerous, if they are harmless, usually costs, because, if it's not a medical emergency, if it's not something that really requires medical removal, like there is a medical reason behind it, like you usually have to pay to remove cosmetic skin growths. So just something to keep in mind. I want to be very transparent. When I usually like go once a year to get my skin check. And technically it was a screening visit, like an annual screening visit, which technically should be like free in my plan. Like I pay monthly for my insurance, which is not cheap. And it says in my plan that all the screenings are considered like essential and they should be free. It really depends on the code they're gonna use to bill the insurance. So I got the bill from my doctor a few months after I went for a skin check, and I actually had to pay $30, even though originally I thought it would be fully covered. So something to keep in mind, it's like $30, it's not that much money, but technically it's supposed to be free. So I'm kind of like upset that like, it's a screening visit, just annual checkup, and like they still charge me for it, but it's fine. So anyhow, I always encourage everyone to like ask for pricing whenever you go to a doctor to make sure that you're not gonna be overcharged. Sometimes like whenever like I go to an out-of-network doctor, they actually give me like very detailed pricing. So I know how much I'm expected to pay, but if it's in network, they never give you an estimate, which is kind of annoying. I usually end up paying less if I go to out-of-network doctor. Super weird. I just have to wait a few months to get reimbursed, but it is what it is. I'm just spilling the tea, when it comes to all doctors and all the procedures. So again, do your research and like get estimates from multiple doctors and, decide on your own. Anyhow, I'm gonna be using this device to remove my harmless skin growths. And I showed you guys this on my channel before. It's a plasma pen, Fibroblast Plasma Pen, and it comes with little needles, and I'm basically gonna be doing that today at home. And just a quick disclaimer, please note that I'm not a medical professional. The information in this video should not be considered a medical advice. Before undergoing any treatment for any skin growths and cherry angioma, please do consult with a medical professional just to discuss your individual situation and determine the best course of action for your needs. Okay, with this out of the way, let's get into it. The Fibroblast Plasma Pen is a relatively new technology used for various dermatological procedures, including the removal of skin lesions like cherry angiomas. So over a year ago, I got this Fibroblast Plasma Pen from Snail. I used it multiple times on different skin types. They haven't returned yet and everything healed properly. I just charge it fully anytime I need to use the pen and it's ready to go. I will link the previous videos below in the description box where I showed you the process and the results. I will also link everything I use in this video, including the post-treatment skincare. So don't forget to check it out. Look for any updates in the comment section as well. So to get this going, you just take one of your fine needles right here and take the small adapter just like this. You'll put it over the top just like that. See the hole, put it down in and then screw it on. Then it also suggests to bend your needle. So you just put your finger right alongside and just give it just a little bend like that. And it's easier to operate and then you're ready to go. Before the treatment, I always make sure to charge the device fully. I just plug into my computer and let it charge for a few hours. You will see on this little screen if the device is fully charged. If I haven't used the device in a while, I usually practice using it on a fruit. That allows me to get more comfortable with it and test out different settings and power levels. You can set it up so there's a little light or you can turn it off. I usually keep it on because that really helps. Here's how it generally works. Before starting, the skin is thoroughly cleansed to remove any makeup, oils, or debris. A topical numbing cream may be applied to minimize discomfort during the treatment. Discomfort varies based on pain tolerance, skin sensitivity, and numbing cream effectiveness. Now, personally, I never used any numbing cream during the procedure. The plasma pen generates plasma, which is an ionized gas consisting of positively charged ions and free electrons. This plasma is created by passing a high-frequency, high-voltage electrical current through a small gap between the device and the skin. The pen is then applied to the surface of the skin close to the cherry angioma lesion, but without directly touching the skin. When the plasma comes into contact with the skin, it creates a tiny controlled burn or microinjury at the targeted area. This controlled injury stimulates the body's natural healing response. The interaction between plasma energy and skin tissue may produce a faint odor resembling burning, and that's why the procedure should be done in a well-ventilated area. The heat generated by the plasma energy vaporizes the tissue in a very precise manner. The energy causes tissue contraction, and this process is known as sublimation, leading to immediate lesion shrinkage or disappearance. It essentially turns solid tissue directly into gas without going through the liquid phase. This allows for very precise and controlled removal of the lesion without damaging the surrounding healthy tissue. Tiny pinpoint scabs or crusts may form on the treated area. Fibroblasts are cells in the skin that produce collagen, which is crucial for skin elasticity and healing. The controlled injury caused by the plasma pen stimulates fibroblasts to produce new collagen, promoting skin regeneration and rejuvenation. After the procedure, the treated area forms a small scab or crust, which eventually falls off as new, healthy skin forms underneath. The process typically takes a few weeks, and during this time, it's essential to protect the skin from sun exposure and follow all post-procedure care instructions. With consistent treatment and proper aftercare, cherry angiomas can be significantly reduced in size or completely removed. However, multiple sessions may be required depending on the size and depth of the lesion. Afterward, the treated area is covered with a soothing ointment or gel. I will link in the description below all the products that I always use after the treatment and that worked the best for me. Apply an antibacterial ointment or cream to the treated area immediately after the procedure to prevent infection and promote healing. Use a mild, non-abrasive cleanser to cleanse the treated area twice daily. Avoid harsh cleansers or exfoliants that may irritate the skin. Apply a gentle, fragrance-free moisturizer to keep the skin hydrated and prevent dryness. Avoid picking at scabs and shield the area from sun exposure. Over days and weeks, scabs naturally shed, revealing new, healthy skin. Initially, the treated area may appear slightly pink or red, gradually regaining normal texture and color as collagen production increases. It's important to note that while Fibroblast Plasma Pen treatments can be effective for cherry angiomas and other skin lesions, they should only be performed by trained professionals to ensure safety and optimal results. Individual results may vary, and it's essential to consult with a dermatologist to determine if this treatment is suitable for your specific condition. Right after the procedure, the treated area may appear red, swollen, and slightly raised. This is a normal response to the treatment and typically subsides within a few hours to a few days. As the treated area heals, small scabs or crusts may form over the cherry angioma lesion. These scabs are a natural part of the healing process and help protect the underlying skin as it regenerates. The healing process can take anywhere from several days to a few weeks, depending on the size and depth of the treated area. During this time, it's essential to keep the area clean and protected from sun exposure to promote proper healing. After a plasma pen treatment, you can expect some downtime as your skin heals. That can vary depending on individual factors such as the size and depth of the treated area, your skin's natural healing process, and how well you follow post-treatment care instructions. Here's what you might experience. Hyperpigmentation or hypopigmentation. Changes in skin pigmentation are possible following plasma pen treatment. This can manifest as darkening or lightening of the skin in the treated area. These changes are usually temporary but may persist in some cases. Infection. Anytime the skin is disrupted, there is a risk of infection. Now, proper sterilization of the treatment area and following post-procedure care instructions can help reduce this risk. Signs of infection include increased redness, swelling, warmth, pain, or discharge from the treated area, delayed healing. In some cases, the treated area may take longer than expected to heal, leading to prolonged redness, swelling, or scabbing. This can occur if the skin's natural healing process is delayed or disrupted. Unsatisfactory results. While plasma pen treatment can effectively reduce or remove cherry angiomas, there is no guarantee of complete success. Factors such as the size, depth, and location of the lesion, as well as individual skin characteristics, can influence the outcome. In some cases, multiple treatments may be necessary to achieve the desired results. During the procedure, you may experience discomfort or pain. Overall, while there may be some downtime associated with plasma pen treatment, the temporary inconvenience is usually outweighed by the long-term benefits of smoother, clearer skin. It's essential to follow your post-treatment care carefully to ensure optimal healing. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to check out the links in the description box, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye bye!